Many young men are under the impression that manhood is elevating themselves with their mouths void of anything behind it. And you couldn't be more wrong. They confuse the idea of peacocking, which I believe is quite a masculine trait. People think that if you're truly secure, you don't want a nice car, you don't want a fancy watch. I disagree. I think since the beginning of human time, men have always peacocked. We've always shown our value with material things. It doesn't matter if we went to war and killed the enemy and took a feather from the enemy and put it in our hat. Doesn't matter if we chopped our enemy's heads off. Doesn't matter if we took a piece of gold and wore it around our neck that we stole from some village we raided. We've always been peacocking to a degree. We've always been showing the world that we're valuable and that we're successful and that we've done something important. And peacocking is very important, but men have got this confused and they think they can just use their mouths to elevate themselves without any genuine substance behind it. And that's one of the largest mistakes, because that shows, one, insecurity, and two, when you're genuinely tested, and God will make sure that you are, you're going to fail. So it's very important you're not the kind of person who thinks, I understand I need to elevate myself as a man. I understand I need to be high status. I understand I need to be respected. I'm going to do that with a big mouth and no genuine capability to back that up. That's one of the biggest mistakes. In fact, it's extremely feminine.
And God's going to test you if you keep running your mouth.
God's going to test you. There's no way you can become the top G of the planet. There's no way you can become the most famous brothers on earth and be respected for your mental fortitude and all the things you teach and God not test you.
Because there are people out in the world who preach mental fortitude, etc., who break down whenever anything difficult happens to them.
Absolutely. And God is always watching. So it's very important you're not just somebody with a big mouth. You have to have some genuine things to back it up. And I feel like a lot of you didn't have a present father or a strong father figure to emulate, so you have no frame of reference for masculinity. So you see these idiots with a big mouth online, you think having a big mouth is going to be enough, and it's not enough for God. It's not enough for the reality of the world, because if you walk around with a big enough mouth, eventually you're going to get checked and you get the shit kicked out of you. Yep. And it's also not enough for females. You need to understand that if you convince a woman you're high value with your mouth and your mouth alone, sooner or later she's going to realize you are a liar. And that is when she's going to leave you. So if you're sitting at home thinking, well, I had this girl, she thought I was the man. A few months later, she's not that interested in me. Yeah, because she got to know you better. She saw behind the bravado and she saw that you don't really have any genuine real world achievements. You haven't really done anything that's super interesting. You have to do things that make men respect you for women to respect you. And usually those things require a degree of bravery. Men have always been respected for our bravery. We did the brave thing, and it is the brave thing on the other side of fear, which is going to build your character and build your internal self-belief, but it's also going to build a magic inside of you that a woman can see when she looks inside of your eyes. It's also going to build a magic inside of you that people can see when they look in your eyes. When people look in my eyes, they know I've been brave and they know I'll be brave again. And they don't want to test my bravery because they know it exists and they know it's been tested. They know it is real. People confuse this and say, oh yeah, confident men don't talk, confident men don't brag. And they're saying that because a lot of people who are bragging have nothing to back it up. Once again, I slightly disagree. If you have enough to back it up, you are allowed to brag. But you have to make sure there are real world achievements and you're not living in any kind of delusion. Absolutely everything as a man is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to become your best and brightest version of yourself. And you're not going to do that simply by talking it into existence. You need to live it into existence. You need to go out there and do things which are genuinely difficult, genuinely stressful, which are genuinely scary, so you can become the man you want to be. So you have to take responsibility for these things, and you have to seek them and choose and find the correct difficulties for you to overcome so you can build a character worth having. Besides your loud mouth, what do you have that make people know you're truly a man? What do you have? I can name some things, right? People walk in my house, they can see, okay, I'm financially successful. They look at my body, they know I'm motivated, disciplined, I'm extremely strong. They look at my world title belts, they know I can fight. They look at the woman on my arm, they know that I am worthy of respect because she treats me with absolute respect. They look at my network, they see that men treat me with absolute respect. I don't have to open my mouth and people can instantly look at me and go, okay, he has X, Y, and Z. If you couldn't talk, you put on a t-shirt, you put on some jeans, and you can't talk, and you're walking around the world. When people look at you, why do they see you as a high value man? Do you have anything you project? Do you project true bravery? Do you project true confidence? Or do you need to talk to try and convince people of these things? They say confidence is quiet. It can also be very loud, but you don't want to live in a delusion. That's the first thing. So I want every single person here who's actually taking notes to think, if I can't talk, how am I judged? If I can't speak, what do people think of me? How am I projecting my value to the world if I can't say a word? That's the most important thing. The reason we have such a strong brand is not just because we speak, it's because we are talking about a life we have lived, experiences which have happened, things we have done, and things we are capable of doing. Well, if you stand out as a man, then your content will stand out because you'll have exactly the right things to say and you'll be trusted and believed because people will see in your eyes and know that you're more than just just a loud mouth. Because manhood is exceptionally hard, and life is hard. But how you shape yourself will determine how hard it is for you and how miserable it will be. As a man, there is no easy life. If you're looking for an easy life, you should have been a girl. You made a mistake. Your life is not about being easy. Your life is not about being happy. Your life is always going to be difficult. All of the pain you feel, all of the sadness you feel, you're supposed to feel as a man, and you have two effective binary choices. You either go through the suffering and go through the trauma and go through the hardship it takes to be a man of value, or you suffer eternity as a nobody. And being invisible, I would argue, is almost worse. You can have a very stress-free life if you work in Starbucks. You don't care about the Starbucks once you clock off. You're not at work at the time. You go home, you play video games, and you exist until you die. That's stress-free, but you have to suffer being a nobody. Alternatively, you can go out there into the world, try and implement your mark on the world, work hard, try to get rich, more money, more problems. You can try and start a business, the stress of that. You can lose your girlfriend because all you're doing is working. This is a new level of stress, a new level of trauma, but at least you'll be a somebody at the end of it. There's two ways to suffer. You either suffer to become a somebody, or you suffer as a perpetual and forever nobody. What did Napoleon say?
He said, glory is fleeting, but obscurity is forever.
Absolutely. Glory is fleeting, but obscurity is forever. And when he says fleeting, that's a really good point, because everything in life is rented, especially your glory as a man. When you have a good body, it is not a good body as complete. It's not finished. You haven't completed the task. You have rented that good physical condition. You must train every day to retain it. Everything is rented. Your body, you don't just get a good body and you're done. You still have to go to the gym every day to maintain that good body. You don't just get a hot girl and it's done. You still have to work hard for her to always love you and respect you. You don't just start a business and now you're rich. No, you have to start a business and work on that business every day. If you take your eye off the business, it will fail. Everything in life is rented. So when he says glory is fleeting, he's also absolutely not correct, because glory is fleeting and you have to constantly and endlessly work for it and make sure that you never stop. Otherwise, it will be taken from you. But obscurity is forever. If you never make a mark on the world, then you effectively never existed. And when you're gone, nobody will care. The reason our Father is discussed at length is because of who me and Tristan are. And the reason we will be discussed forever is because who our sons will become. And that's very important, because you have a duty to your ancestors and you have a duty to God. So you must make a choice. And this is genuine choice for you people at home. Do you want to live in obscurity forever and be invisible and not matter and have an easier life? I would argue that it's not easier, because in your heart and in your soul, you're going to feel guilty knowing you could have been something you're not, and you have a duty to your ancestors and to God to be the best version of yourself. Or do you want to try your absolute best and struggle and suffer every day of your life, paying the rent for all of the amazing things around you? We pay endless rent. We pay rent for our bodies. We pay rent for our relationships. We pay rent to keep our kids. We pay rent to keep our business. We pay rent to keep our freedom. Every single day is work to pay the rent. It's absolutely never ending, and you have to make that choice. You need to decide. Do you want to be invisible with a lower rent bill, or do you want to be important and work hard and suffer to make sure that the rent is paid? It's a choice you must make, and it's binary, and you must be extremely dedicated towards the decision you finally make. So as you're just finding yourselves as men, I understand I have a huge responsibility because of the massive platform I have. There's no doubt about it. I am the largest influencer in this space. I'm perhaps one of, if not the largest influencer on the planet today. And I have a massive responsibility to try my best to improve the world and teach people important things. And it's very difficult, as most of you men are just finding yourselves, trying to figure out what and who you should be in a culture with little to no proper guidance. If you remove me from the internet, you have a whole bunch of loudmouths who've not achieved anything amazing or remarkable in their real lives.
Who don't act in a respectful way.
Who have not had any real world achievements. There's a few people I can name who aren't like that, but we're generalizing. And then you have a largely matriarchal society and a matriarchal education system that you're beholden to. So who's teaching you to be a man? If you're fortunate enough to have a fantastic father, great. But if you don't, there are very little lessons, and there's basically no guidance out there explaining to you the self-accountability which is required to be a man. Everything we were just saying to you earlier about making the choice of being invisible or being highly important and paying the rent for one of those two choices, that's based around absolute and utter brutal self-accountability. You must accept the decision you want to make, and you must accept that everything is your fault. Everything is on your shoulders, regardless of what God throws at you. There's a lot of naivety and misunderstanding as to what manhood entails, and as a consequence, womanhood as well. I see a lot of people on the internet complaining about women and talking about all the problems with women. The two genders work in parallel. We're designed to work as a perfect unison, feminine femininity, and true masculinity go hand in hand, and they work perfectly when both genders understand their roles and fall into them completely. It's crazy. I see so many guys on the internet, so many men constantly complaining about women, not understanding that if one of the genders is broken, if one side of the yin is broken, the yang is going to break by extension. It's impossible to complain about women and the way women act if men are not acting the way they should act, because we're designed to work together. And I think as men, we have most control over ourselves, absolute self-accountability. So the best way we can fix the world, the best way we can change or fix women is to fix ourselves, look at ourselves, and be the best kind of men we can be. When you see a man who is constantly complaining about women, that's a reflection of him. If every woman he meets disrespects him, he will say women are disrespectful. I would argue he is not worthy of respect. Because I'll tell you something that a lot of people don't want to hear. I don't meet bad women. When I'm around women, they treat me with absolute respect. They're extremely feminine. They're extremely soft. They're extremely kind. They let me lead. They let me take control. They let me do what I need to do as a man because they look at me and they respect me. And a woman is a reflection of her man. If I was less of a man, the same woman might treat me in a disrespectful way. But that is down to me, who I am. So when I see these men constantly complaining about women and the way women act and women in society, I understand what they're trying to do. But what they don't understand is if they took self-accountability, if the men all took self-accountability and truly became men of honor and capability and bravery worthy of respect, the women would reflect that. The women you interact with will reflect that. I can't meet a bad woman.
What you need to do is you need to hold yourself to a higher standard, because that is a universal, unspoken language that people see in themselves. From my girlfriend to my friends to my brothers to every relation I have, every single person who knows me knows I hold myself to an extremely high standard. So what are they going to do? Talk to me like shit?
Absolutely. And women are a fantastic mirror. Women are a mirror to men. That's what's so important people to understand. Women are a mirror. If you're running into a bunch of rude, ungrateful women, that's God telling you that you need to be a better man. I guarantee some of the women who have treated you terribly, who have disrespected you and wouldn't obey you and wouldn't listen to you and didn't want to be nice to you and didn't want to be soft or feminine or kind or gentle with you, would treat me and my brother like gods. The same woman, because of who we are. So it's very hypocritical and it's extremely naive. And it's extremely asinine to sit and complain endlessly about womanhood without understanding that it's actually manhood that leads. And genuine men who genuinely stand up and have absolute capability will never encounter negative or bad, disloyal woman. We don't have women, no woman cheats on us, no woman goes behind our back, no woman sells us out, nothing. Because of who we are as men. So once you build yourself, womanhood is fixed by default within your world. Mm-hmm. The women you're going to meet in your world, in your reality, are going to act perfectly for you because you're worth it and you deserve it. If you're walking up saying, oh, women don't act right, I hate women do this, women are sluts, that's because you are not the man you need to become. If you become the right man, I guarantee you that's absolutely not true, because the women out there who are genuinely low body count, beautiful, soft, kind, feminine, looking for a proper relationship with a man, want to get married, want to have children, they have so much choice. Why would they choose you when they can choose one of us? You can only fix yourself. As men, we can only fix masculinity and manhood. And by extension, because the genders work in absolute parallel, if manhood and masculinity is fixed, femininity and the feminine world will be fixed by extension and automatically. You see it. When you see a real G with his woman, you see how perfectly they work together naturally. And that's because the man is the right kind of man, not because the woman is the right kind of woman. Mm-hmm. So I think it's very asinine when I see people constantly complaining about females on these streams and complaining about how women act and what women do. When I look at their characteristics and their qualities as a man, even I know they're not shit. So you think a woman doesn't know? A woman has evolved to intrinsically understand the man she is with is responsible for her safety and she must trust him with her life. If she knows you're nothing but bravado and a big mouth, if she knows all you do is talk and you haven't truly lived it and you've never put your life on the line, why would she respect you deep in her heart? Women are not stupid. They have intuition and they can look into your eyes and they can look into your soul and they can see if you are the man you pretend to be. Because what I notice a lot of people, especially online people or people I meet in general life, they lack charisma. They lack that magic. They may scream at a screen and they may be clowns. Being a clown and having charisma are very different things. I can sit very calmly and talk for 6 hours and get 100 million views in a very calm way. And that is done via charisma. My charisma is a superpower which has allowed me to live the best possible human experience, which makes men respect you and which makes any interaction, especially in business or anything regarding money, far easier and more obtainable. Charisma is basically likability. The ability to make people feel good, to care, to be in your presence, to want to be around you, and to want to engage in conversation with you. How you have charisma firstly are some basics. One of the most basic things is honor. You must do what's right because it is your duty and for that alone. Not because you benefit from it, not because you gain from it, because it is your duty. If you've done genuinely brave things, you then get to go through the world and be an extremely nice person and nobody will take you for granted. You're sitting at home saying nice guy finishes last. If you're nice to people, they take you for granted because you've never done anything brave.
Yeah.
If you act
You have to earn
bravely,
the position to be nice without being disrespected.
Absolutely.
If all you have is being nice, if all you have is sucking up, then yes, you absolutely look like a bitch. But when people know that you are capable of much greater things than just being nice, when people know you are capable of being cruel and capricious and mean and violent, and then you're nice to everybody, that's a whole different thing.
Absolutely. And then your niceness is respected, because if you're nice because you have no choice but to be nice, then it's not a choice. That's your default mode because you have no other capabilities. If you do genuinely brave things and you live a genuinely honorable, brave life, you get to be nice to everybody and they are nice to you back. And all of a sudden you seem to have very nice relationships and a very nice reality. We are very nice to every female we ever speak to, and they are all nice to us. I thought women were broken. If I meet a woman in Miami, I meet a woman in Mauritius, I meet a woman anywhere on the planet, you can name it. Doesn't matter. They're all nice to me, and I am nice to them. If women are so broken, how come every female I ever interact with is exceptionally nice?
You are broken.
You are broken as men. Women are not broken. You are broken. And women are waking up looking around at the men around them saying, why should I treat any of these men with respect? They're all cowards. They're all liars. The ones who want to come across as high value are nothing more than big mouths. They're sitting there running their mouth with no genuine capability, insulting people, belittling people, being rude, and they think that makes them high value. What have they done that genuinely makes them brave? What honor do they display? How do they make their ancestors proud of them? How do they show God they are the best possible versions of themselves? They don't do any of those things, and they're sitting here telling me that women are broken and I should be submissive to him. Why would I be submissive to an idiot like that? It's not women, it's completely and utterly your fault.
Broke boys have a lot of stupid sayings. Broke boys say dumb shit. When you get rich, you realize that broke boys say dumb shit. Like, oh, he's rich, but I'm happy. So what, you can't be both? Who said you can't be both? Like, only a broke boy would sit there and pretend, oh, he's rich, but I bet he's not happy. Why? Why would you bet he's not happy? Because he has more money than you? I mean, sure, he may not definitely be happy. I'm not saying money makes him happy, but maybe he is happy. And maybe he has money on top. You need to accept that some people have a loving family and a good life plus money. This is what they say, oh, I'm poor, but I got a good family. So is he. And not all rich people are happy, but not all rich people are sad. Broke boys say dumb things. But the most stupid thing broke boys say is, all our graves are the same size, be humble. That is the most bullshit thing that broke boys say. And it's bullshit for the following reasons. One, it's false. Secondly, you can go into any normal fucking graveyard, you see bigger graves and smaller graves. Like, it's not even true. It's stupid. One. Two, another reason I don't like that fucking saying is because it's basically saying, don't achieve anything with your life, you're gonna die anyway. Our graves are the same size. You don't need that Lambo. Be humble. Our graves are the same size. What? Do absolutely nothing with my life because one day I'm going to die? Sit around and be like you, a broke boy, because one day I'm going to die? That's the most pathetic justification. I'm on fucking Twitter or Facebook. I'm flexing on the broke boys, cars, money, champagne. There's always one pussy-ass broke boy. Our graves are the same. What? What does that have to do? Our graves being the same size, although it's false, because I guarantee I'll have a bigger grave than you. One. Not that it matters, but I'll do it anyway, just to flex on you in my death for eternity. So you're going to walk around talking about graves are the same size. You sound like a geek. What you need to do is stop spouting fallacy. Get to fucking work. Follow in my footsteps and start making some fucking cash and climb your way out of your broke boy life before you end up in the grave. Because we've only got 80 years each. All of us, we've got a certain amount of time. There's none of this, oh, we all work on different time scales. Morgan Freeman wasn't in a movie till he was 48. They start posting some dumb shit like that. Like, I'm 33 and I'm broke, but it's fine. It's not fine. It's not okay. If you're 33 and you're homeless, you're a dickhead. And what Morgan Freeman did with his life has nothing to do with your life, because we're all on the same time scale. There's no such thing as different time scales of success. We're all on the same time scales, 80 years of human life. If you're lucky. Probably less, you might get hit by a bus. You're running out of fucking time. You want to sit there and be a broke boy and be a hater and say stupid things about time scales of success and graves being the same size and rich people being unhappy and all these other broke boy justifications, you will stay a broke boy forever. Do not justify your failures any longer.
Lots of men think they need to belittle women to assert their manhood. And that's not the truth. You never need to belittle a woman to assert your manhood. If I meet a woman, a brand new woman, and I end up in love with her, she's going to get flowers. She's going to fly on private jets. She's going to be in 5-star hotels. She's going to be driving around in a Bugatti. She's going to be living the best possible life. I'm not going to belittle her. I'm not going to insult her. I'm not going to call her names. I'm not going to try to make her feel bad about herself.
But you know who will? People on the internet.
People on the internet, because they know deep down they're insecure and they have no real world achievements. I don't have to do those things. I can be the nicest man in the world. And if she doesn't treat me with the respect I deserve, then of course, all of those things will end. But she will be naturally inclined to treat me with the respect I deserve because she knows that I am nice by choice, that I'm an extremely brave and capable man, and she feels genuine respect for me in her heart. And it's that genuine feeling which can't be replicated. The only choice you have to make a woman feel submissive to you is to belittle her as a person. How long can that possibly last? How real can that be? Especially if she's beautiful and all these other men out here are telling her how valuable she is. Sooner or later, she's going to leave for a man who respects her value, and she's going to get rid of you. And then you're going to wonder why you're sitting there heartbroken. All these men who are sexless incels deserve it. Yep. You completely and utterly deserve it, because as a man, you get to build your character. You're born with no value, and you get to decide who you want to be. And you could have been the most important man in the world. You could have trained hard and been strong and worked hard and been rich. You could have been charismatic. You could have had honor. You could have done the right things. And you decided not to do those things. You decided to sit on the internet and bitch and complain about women all day, and you wonder why you don't get any. So when you sit as a man and you're trying to belittle women, that's asinine. But even more pathetic and less likely to succeed is trying to drag the alphas, the truly important men, down so that you feel at a higher status, because women won't buy it. They don't buy it. They're very smart. They have intuition. They know you're the punk because you're obsessed with the more important man.
And you know what? When I meet smart, intelligent, successful, cultured men, I've never met one who dislikes me. Every man worthy of respect respects other men at the top.
Oh, yeah, real recognizes real.
Yeah, 100% of the time. So I don't care what somebody on the internet really has to say about me, and it doesn't bother me, and it doesn't drag me down. All you're doing is waving a big red flag in the air saying, look at me. I am a loser. A lot of people look to me for guidance. They say, look, if you could just answer my question, if I could just interact with you in some way, it's going to improve my life. No, I am not the ticket to make your life what you need it to be. All of the power and all of the potential that you need to be who you want to be is right there in the room with you right now, wherever you're sitting. It's right there in your hands. And you don't need me or Andrew or anyone to tell you what to do, because you already know what to do. So go out there and fucking do it.